Hi Libra, if you want to come on in and see your ink blot made in your name and essence for the month of December. In December, feel free to take a screenshot so you can scry on your own time and terms and to see what shapes or symbols stand out and speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Libra, we're here in the month of December, for December, and let's take a look at your abstract aura if you'd like to join me, empathically explore. I'm going to take a moment, cleansing the palette, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. All right, Libra, when you are ready, well, I'm ready. Hopefully you're ready. Let's take a boo. When I had my eyes closed, I saw like a skull head come through, but it wasn't a skull in like the traditional scary sense. It was more like a bald man's head. So I don't know if that's resonating or if there's simply a spirit maybe stepping forward, but looked like a bald gentleman. Thin in nature. I'm seeing oven mitts. Oh my goodness. Oven mitts. And something about, like, I don't know, Libras, if you're cooking up something and you're sniffing out, maybe it's opportunities or energies, like ingredients. And I'm also seeing somebody on the edge of a pool, you know, like if they were in the pool but on the edge, and they would have their hands like on the deck or the edge, and they're just kind of sitting there like, okay, now what? You know, how you doing? Pretty relaxed, but there's this now what kind of feel about it. The oven mitts are emotional in nature, and I mean that in regards to the throat. Something, maybe it's like self-talk, or you're cooking up really good conversations with people in company, and it's starting to create almost like a dog bone. And that's it. Maybe that symbology in and of itself means something to somebody, but the way I'm feeling it is like cooking up conversations where people get excited, like a dog with a bone, and you're throwing bones out there that you're handcrafting with your throat, with your voice, with your thoughts and the way they're coming through. And it's like the people are coming. Other rabbit hole, the person sitting at the edge of the pool. It's like they're waiting. And they're just waiting. And maybe that's the scales in the auric field of Libra, that there's this part of the collective that is cooking up conversations and throwing bones out there and seeing who grabs for the gift of gab, and just being, it feels very joyful, like a busy kitchen. And then the other hand where the body is in water, but maybe nothing is being said, or like I said, that cool and calm contemplation, but kind of like this waiting. Is anyone going to come to my pool party? So I feel like there's two kind of feels, and I'm seeing that down here. There's big old oven mitts. It's an interesting feeling. There's, sorry about if I muffle the mic. I'm also seeing with the element of fire, so whether that's in a cleansing nature or in a creation, because I feel like the Libra energy could be not divided, but working in two different realms. Inevitably, for what I can see, is one goal. It's like two different ways of getting to the same place, or just simply being in with different causes and effects that have happened with people, places, and things. So you're using your best ability at this time to discern and decide which way is the way, the gift of gab or silence. But though I'm not going to lie, the waiting one feels, if it's like waiting in water and just kind of being happy where you're at, and it's cool and calm. Maybe that's what's needed right now. Maybe there's been too much company and too much gift of gab, or you're preparing for it. It feels well. There's this other side of it. It's like an offshoot, and it kind of feels like a lonely kid in a pool. Like, why does nobody want to play? And then I come up to where the element of fire is stepping forward, and it's right about the ear space, and it wanders right around the forehead. And I'm trying myself, as Steph, sitting here trying to discern, is this a closing off or a cleansing? It's like no more influence right now, or no more information. I'm cooking up something in my kitchen, and I'm talking to myself a lot, or I'm talking to other people, and I'm just having a good time in the here and now. Or it's more like that waiting, like waiting in the pool. It's like, you know what, I'm just gonna just be here right now, and I don't need a lot of commotion. Just kind of, not a wallowing in my own water, but it feels soothing. Wow, this is very balanced. Albeit I feel like I wander to not quite the extremes, because then there's like these little offshoots. You know when a plant is growing and it starts to grow an offshoot and it looks a little weird or different from the rest of the plant, from the mature plant? That's what I feel like I'm looking at in the third eye crown space. Now, specifically the crown. I apologize, because this right now is covered. So I don't know if it's like burlap around the base of a tree, or a plant that was planted earlier in the year, and throughout the winter season, it's, you know, you might do some due diligence and burlap it or something to protect it from the frost, so next spring it can mature, you know, twice as fast and grow. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. I'm also seeing a Herkimer diamond. It is double pointed. Libra. Okay. I'm going to keep on going here if you don't mind. Okay, so there's like a 3-tier. Did this come up before for you guys? I can't remember. Okay, so something in the collective energy, or in the auric energy, that is there for anyone in this energy to receive, or of course release freely. So I'm seeing like a raft or a boat, and it's something about this Herkimer diamond. So maybe you might want to, if that stands out, that symbol, you may want to look into it and for its uses. And then right above that, and I'm kind of up in here, there's this Davy Crockett hat. Okay, Davy Crockett hat. And if I remember correctly, maybe it's about adventure. And there's like 2 little slits of eyes, like, I'm looking for some adventure. And yet I'm brought back. So like there's this, again, this balance of, I want the adventure, but yet I kind of feel solo in it. I might have like a spirit animal around me as well. Libras, maybe you're noticing spirit animals are coming in to support. If you're landing in the not really interacting with company and conversations a whole lot, so spirit animals are coming in to support and soothe as you're like communing with nature. And kind of want to, poke you over a little bit to the other polarity of saying perhaps some company or conscious conversation with, not company, but a confidant could be of use. And that brings me up to the 3rd tier, where I'm seeing a conversation and someone's listening and someone's giving something. And it's this very passive conversation, but it doesn't mean it's not important. because it's like things have had to happen for that to even get there. I'm going to flip it to win it here, Libras. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to start adding on some tarot and oracle as well. All the links are below to help a gal grow. Request your own Rorschach reading. All that kind of good stuff. All right. Oh, like I wanted to just like straighten up and be like, okay, here I am. What's that song? Here I am, rocking like a hurricane. Which is interesting because then as I look down and I can see in this little wee spot here, right there, I'll see if it'll, okay. It's like I'm looking at a mountain that has smoke or snow at the top. But from my perspective, it's like seeing the funnel cloud forming. And in that throat area again, there's like two people holding hands. It's really lovely. It's really lovely. Almost, if I may, saying like, we'll get through this together. You know what, Libras? You may be the confidant. You may be. In some regards, if you're resonating, you might be the confidant, the company. There is, okay, lizards. And they are communing with, talking to, conversing with, but it's playful, to a cartoon Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yeah, they're playing with each other. It's really quite adorable. And it's like they're just, hi. This lizard's like crawling up, but it's in the fire energy as well. Also maybe the sacral energy, so something creative. And it's like talking and playing with this, very specifically cartoonish, so it's not, it's playful, willing. Kind of brings me back to the other perspective of like the kid or the person in the pool, just kind of waiting there, like, is anyone going to come and play with me? Maybe it's an inner child thing too. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, okay. So in regards to the confidant thing, whether it's you, Libra, or those around you in those conversations, there's something about seeing the other person's point of view. And when I see that up there and they were like holding hands, and it's like, we'll get through this, seeing the funnel cloud start or the snow to come down, like just a seasonal change, and maybe there's change in the air. If you're having those conversations because there's change seasonally, and maybe it means you do things differently in that season, or somebody's going through something, or you want to speak your voice. I think it's important, as I think Libras do well anyway, which inspired me to say perhaps you are the confidant, to see the other person's point of view. And again, I'm brought back into like those polarities, and you want to come back in, to really resonate with the reality versus reacting to just like the fire and the passion, even of somebody else's feelings, if not your own, Libras. And then we have peace offering, white buffalo calf woman. And this is, if I may, really what I'm feeling in regards to the funnel cloud, or like the hurricane, feeling the snow cap on the mountain. And though I really want to say the word avalanche, but all those seem very dramatic. And it's interesting because in their drama, there's something about peace, clearing. clearing, speaking, the compassion to see their point of view. And Libra, I want to dare say, hold space for someone else to hear your point of view, right? Be like, I'm here to create peace in my speaking of, wishes, wants, or the seasonal change, the seasonal depression. Like this hurricane, avalanche feeling doesn't feel toppling. It just feels communal in regards to some sort of companionship. And compassion is a key. Compassion is a key so that it just kind of walk on by. Oh, walk on by. All right, I'm traveling down. We're still here for Libras. I don't want to muffle the mic, but I do like to give it a little high heart high five. Do you know that, I'm really going to try here. Gonzo, is it Gonzo from, my thinking is fleeting me. I believe they're all Muppets. And I specifically have an image of the Muppet Christmas Carol. And Gonzo, I think is his name, is with the nose. I don't know why that's standing out, but maybe that character, but even the story. There's also a hermit vibe happening. What's on the bottom here? Fourth angel, Archangel Raphael, and a walking away. and storm warning is in the reverse. And we've been talking about that. Walking away, I'm hearing, is walking towards peace. It's walking towards peace. And through the heart and through speaking from the heart. And that's what walk on by from the storm warning does. Helps to indecision. Interesting. So thank you. There's two very similar concepts of gates. And this has been what I'm sensing is in the aura energy of Libra, and though of course very balancing in and of itself, it's like there's two gates. The storm, or and being amongst it and going through it, which is very efficient as well. It's like seeing a fear and saying, I'm afraid, but I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna meet it. And then also one with more of a peace. Like one seems lighter and one seems darker, but they actually both hold something. So if you're unsure about a decision you need to make, personal, professional, creative, corporate, all that kind of good stuff, I'm seeing in your ink blot, hands up, like there is some sort of surrendering to say, you kind of feel it out. Wade in the waters of contemplating what it is you want. Speak that to yourself first. What is it that you want from the relationship? What is it that you would like to have expressed in the conversation versus formulating the outcome on somebody else's behalf? Does that make sense? And when I say somebody else's, this absolutely could be an aspect of yourself, your subconscious, this, that, or the other, right? All that kind of good stuff. All right, getting ready to close out here for the Libra energies, because they are making choices. There's so much wisdom with you. Please, I hope you can feel that if you're taking time to, cook cook up your conversations and get your company in before you decide to. I just saw a vision of like somebody moving away, and they're having like their last family dinner, or having all their friends over in this house. And I don't necessarily mean moving away to a far off land, but perhaps that they're just the house, the bones that they've been residing in, and they're moving, you're moving, and bring the company in to kind of make peace and leave it for in high vibes for the next tenant or person, place, or thing as you begin to move on. But there's still fears associated with that. Like, did we make the right decision? Are we moving towards this? And there might also be some conversations like, did we do the right thing? I don't know. And just hear the other person out. It's something about cold feet as well. If there is a wedding coming up, just same thing. Hear, earnestly hear, Libra. Okay, we're closing out because you might be the confidant that they're speaking it to versus going through it. The Hierophant, Page of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. I'll give these a boo for you if you want to see what you see, sense, and feel. And I'll take a moment here. Just like that kid waiting in the pool. There's something about a listening going on, blocked off or not. I remember like back in the beginning, somebody might have headphones on a lot to kind of close out external noise, and just have their own music going on. So like there's a control about an environment, like temple to third eye space, and to heed wisdom from land and air. And I'm hearing like that cooking in the kitchen, cook up what you want, maybe coming in for the new year. Like take some time to build that recipe, really clarify by speaking to yourself in your mind, and maybe a mantra or whatever the case may be. Because when you're ready to move, now whether that's the physical move and you're like, hey, we're moving from this place to that place, or this environment to that environment, there's love is what's going to set you free. Love of the adventure, love of honoring the words you had said to yourself of what it is that you would like to experience, and not trying to control the outcome. Page of Swords, there definitely could be somebody getting married, a declaration, or like you'll just be if somebody does step forward, or it's you, Libra, because again, there's this whole balance. Like some of you are the audience and some are the confidants, and there's this, but it's all very harmonious right now because there's going to, there'll be another switch at some point in time. But it does feel like whether it's a couple, companionship, or the versions of yourself is honoring, declaring what it is that you want, and contemplating that as well. Like really contemplating that. Because as soon as like the male mind declares it unto oneself, it hands it off to the feminine aspect to nurture and grow, like that plant coming back in at the beginning. And there's a whole lot of little plants under her. And this, even though it's a knight, it's a female. This deck, it's a female representation of it, and it's quite beautiful. So if it's in oneself, there's that, seeing the other point of that. And if it's somebody else, it looks like the commitment, personal, professional, could really go the distance as it's being cultivated in the new year. Maybe you're moving in together. You're walking away from the world, the single life, and you're like, oh, I don't know, am I making the right decision? But as long as you're following your heart, your true heart, not the crap that we try to confine ourselves to please everybody else's perceptions and you'll ward off that any storms that come in. I love it. Okay, Libra, thank you so much for joining me and scrying with me. It's always an adventure. It is my honor, and thank you for being my muse. I'm going to let you go, and until next time, thank you.